today I'm just going to be doing a bit of an overview of the Disney International College program. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the housing. So there are 4 different complexes that you could be placed at. There's Patterson Court, Chatham Square, Vista Way, and the Commons. And no matter what housing complex you're at, there is security there 24/7, which is really comforting because not just anybody can walk into the premises. You have to actually show your ID to get in. So the first apartment complex I'll talk about is Patterson Court, which is where I lived last year during my program. And Patterson Court is the newest complex, so everything was so nice and it had a great pool area. All the complexes do have pools, but I personally think that Patterson's is the nicest and I loved it. So the one downside to Patterson is that it is about a 5-minute walk to the bus stop, which doesn't sound like a long walk, but when you just work for 14 hours, you pretty much just want to be back in your bed when you get off the bus. So that 5-minute walk can feel like 20 minutes, but that's the only negative thing that I experienced living at Patterson Court. Overall, it was a great place to live. So the next apartment complex is Chatham Square, which is right next to the bus stop, which is super convenient. And as well, a lot of the housing events that Disney hosts are held at Chatham Square, so it's a very central place. And also, some nights of the week, there are food trucks that park outside of Chatham, so they're just right there, and it's a really great central hub close to everything. The next apartment complex is the Commons, and the Commons also have their own bus stop, and they're also right across the street from some shopping outlets, which are really nice. And a great thing about the Commons is that they actually have a new convenience store there, so you can pick up some of your necessities without having to travel to Walmart or a drugstore. As well, all of the housing complexes have laundry buildings, but at the Commons, your washer and dryer are actually inside your apartment unit, which is very nice and a huge plus. So the last apartment complex is Vista Way, which has more of a party atmosphere, but it's just a great hub of activities, so there's always something going on. It's a great place to live if you are really into meeting other people and having a good time. So one great thing about working for Disney are the housing events that they put on. So for our first night that I was there last year, they hosted a welcome pool party. So there were competitions and free food and music and dancing, and it was just a really great opportunity to meet other people that were participating in the program. And during the summer, Disney also hosted different events like pool parties, movie nights, and grocery bingo. And so these were great opportunities to sort of get out and meet some more people. Also, they supply different day trips that you can pay to attend. So there are beach trips to different beaches in the area, or even trips to baseball or basketball games. So basically you pay and they'll provide you transportation to the event and home, and usually a lunch as well. So that's a great way to explore other things that Florida has to offer. Also, at the end of your program, there is a graduation, so you can go and meet Mickey and Minnie, and there's free food and dancing, and it's a really nice way to say goodbye to everybody that you met that summer. So Disney also supplies a busing system for you to get to work and to the parks, and the bus schedule can be very intimidating and confusing at first because there are so many schedules, because there's so many buses, and it can be really difficult to read at first, but after about a week it's like second nature and you'll probably have your usual bus memorized. My one piece of advice is to always take a bus that gets you to work earlier than you have to be there. So this might mean leaving for work an hour before you actually have to be there, but it's always a good idea because the buses can overheat. You might have to get off and switch drivers. You might break down. Anything could happen and you don't want to be late for work, so always take an early bus. Also, the buses can be late picking you up from work, and I know this happened to me a few times on my program. And it can be quite frustrating because you just worked a long shift and you just want to be on the bus heading back to your apartment. But it does happen, so just be prepared that you may have to wait an extra long time some nights when you get off work. So of course, one of the great things about working for Disney are the cast discounts. So of course you get into the parks for free, which is fantastic. But you can also get discounts on different tours, like the Keys to the Kingdom tour or the Wild Africa Trek at Animal Kingdom. So these are great things to do that you might not have experienced otherwise. Also, you can get a discount on merchandise. But there are two stores that you definitely should check out. There is Cast Connection, which is sort of like a Disney outlet. So there's a lot of this merchandise that's available in the parks at a discount. And they also have grocery items, which is really convenient. And there's also Property Control, which is the best store ever, where if anything has a little stain or like a little hole or just a little imperfection that prevents them from being able to sell the item in the stores at the parks, it will be sent to Property Control, where they will discount it a lot and you can buy it. So this is a great way to get some of the items that you might have been eyeing at the parks at a huge discount. So definitely check out Property Control, and they get new items every day, so it's always changing. Also, you get a discount on the hotel rooms, which is really nice, especially if your family is going to be coming to visit you while you're on your program. So another thing I want to quickly talk about is Universal Studios. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, so I knew that going to Universal was something I wanted to do during my summer. And I knew I would be going at least 2 times, if not more. So I decided to get an annual pass, which is definitely your best bet if you think you're going to be going multiple times, because it will pay for itself. Also, at the outlets across from the Commons, there's a trolley that you can take that takes you to Universal Studios, and it's only 25 cents if you're a Disney Pass member, which is awesome. However, it does take 45 minutes to get there using the trolley, so if you are going to use that mode of transportation, definitely plan ahead so that you leave in enough time to get the most out of your day at Universal. And the last thing I want to talk about is just the fact that you might not be working at one of the main theme parks or water parks. You could be placed at Downtown Disney or even one of the many resorts on the Walt Disney property. So just keep that in mind, because I know a lot of people don't expect to be placed at a resort and they just think they'll be at one of the parks, but it is a possibility. And no matter where you're placed, Disney of course supplies you with your costume, and they even wash it for you. So basically all you have to do is check out your costume using your housing ID, and when you're done with it, you just take it back and they'll wash that one and you can get a new one. So it's really, really nice that you don't have to clean your own costume, and it's a really quick and easy process. So basically that's just an overview of the Disney International College Program. If you have any other questions about the program, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!